Despite fears the nonprofit could shut down, the Lloydminster Handivan will continue its valued service throughout the community. But now it's going to have a little bit of a different look. Elise Cox explains the difference.
All of a sudden our numbers are increasing faster than they did before.
Bill Till has been involved with the Handivan Society for almost 30 years and notices more people are starting to make use of it.
Anybody with a mobility challenge, including people who are temporarily challenged. For instance, somebody breaks a leg or a hip or something like that.
But as a non-profit transportation service, funds aren't always so easily come by, especially as they expand with new buses and more customers.
It's costing more and more money all the time to operate this, with escalation in wages, fuel costs, maintenance costs, and so on. So we've got to stay on top of it all the time.
But a recent partnership with Remax is bringing relief to the Handivan, a 2-year funding deal.
And we felt that when we looked around, we saw the Handivan, we heard they were buying a new one, and at the same time they came forward and said that they were doing this, and would we look at something like sponsoring it on a smaller level? Then we thought, why not take it to the next level and let's wrap this van.
So the Handivan's got a brand new look, but it's all to support their valued service.
People use it to get to work, get to school, get to doctor's appointments, and it's their form of mobility. It's an absolute essential service, and when we get good sponsorship like this, the Handivan can continue to do great work.
Last year alone, the Handivan made almost 9,000 trips for those around our community.
Anyone that's on crutches or using a wheelchair or what have you, we'll serve them happily.
Elise Cox, Newcap News.
Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia are celebrating the 2-year anniversary of a Western Provinces trade agreement. It's called the New West Partnership, and it makes doing business between the provinces a whole lot easier. The project was slowly phased in beginning in 2010, and as of the beginning of July, all parts of the trade agreement are now in effect. Kelsey Bloxham explains what that means for area businesses.
As our economy grows, more and more businesses are expanding, opening new locations, some in entirely different provinces.
We hear more often about the national trade barriers between, say, Canada, US, Mexico, and so on. But there truly is a lot of barriers between our provincial jurisdictions.
Those barriers have caused countless more hours of paperwork and money for businesses. But that's all about to change as the new partnership is slowly transitioned in. A business will now need to incorporate only once in its home province, filing one set of paperwork.
To move from one province to the other, meaning our companies can consult, take contracts and so on, all the way across all 3 provinces. So it just means more opportunity and potential for Lloydminster business.
Why this move has only happened in the past few years is anyone's guess, but it's something our local Chamber of Commerce has been pushing to have happen for a number of years.
Several years ago, a delegation from our chamber attended the hearings in Saskatoon and pretty much sang the same song then as we are now, that we just have to make it easier and better for our businesses to be able to do good business.
And that is exactly what this move is.
Lloydminster is a perfect testing ground for the New West Partnership, I think. There's probably not another community that has more experience or motivation to see that the New West Partnership move forward successfully.
So it will make things at startup easier, and on an ongoing basis will save them time and money.
Which will add up for years to come. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
A century celebration in Cutknife commemorated a landmark for the town. Kayla Buchanan shows us how this small community came together to throw one great big birthday party.
We are celebrating today the 100th anniversary, and it is a small town, but we are mighty.
Volunteer organizers spent 2.5 years planning the 100th birthday party that included vendors, food, entertainment, and more.
I just like the atmosphere of knowing everybody. It has a very safe feeling, very clean, nice little town.
The celebration even brought back former Cutknife residents.
Well, I think it still retains some of that early farm character, and people are very friendly and helpful to each other.
I'm really amazed that it hasn't died out as a lot of small prairie towns did, so that means there's a lot of energy and motivation with the people that live here to keep it going and support the businesses.
Cutknife has a history to be proud of and a bright future to look forward to, and it's clear that the people are the heart of it all.
I love the small community atmosphere, and I love the people. Whenever you need a hand, somebody is there to give you a hand. And it's wonderful.
Kayla Buchanan, Newcap News.
Well, kids may be already in summer mode, but the Lloydminster Catholic School Division is gearing up for the fall. In this week's Beyond the Classroom, we take a look at some of the many successes of this past school year, along with some exciting programs starting in September.
Numéro 1, les amis.
Another year is in the books, and the LCSD has plenty to boast about. To say these kids have talent is an understatement. These kids are nothing short of extraordinary.
It's with a great deal of pride when we can sit in the audience with parents and to see that kind of talent coming through on multiple events throughout the entire year. It really is phenomenal to see.
Teens also showed off their talent at Canada Skills, with many Holy Rosary students nabbing gold and silver status to qualify for provincials.
We're able to do programming that bridges then a student interest in a particular trade, gives them exposure to that trade through school, lets them build their skill sets that then they can even become involved in apprenticeship programming while they're in high school.
But one of the biggest successes for the school division is something that's taken years to achieve, and the results now speak for themselves. A decade ago, the LCSD's grad rates hovered around the 70% range, but now that number is up nearly 20%.
Each year, with the efforts that we've tried to make in all of our schools at all grade levels, starting with our pre-K program all the way through grade 12, we're starting to see the results where it has gone up incrementally over the last 10 years to get to the level it is now in that around 90% graduation rates.
And to keep building on that foundation, the division is expanding its kindergarten program come September, meaning K students will log more classroom hours, coming to school 3 days every week.
There's a lot of research that shows the earlier students are exposed to literacy opportunities and numbers, the better their school life will be from then on.
Another hope for the future, while building on the proven successes of the past.
Beyond the Classroom is brought to you by Lakeland College. Lakeland College will celebrate its 100th anniversary in 2013. Learn more about events and activities at lakelandcollege.ca/centennial.
Kayla Buchanan, the host of Around the Region, joins us on the desk now. And tell me, what do you have on tap tonight for your show?
You know, we have a lot coming up. We've been to a lot of different communities this week and this past week.
It's been busy.
And absolutely, like it always is. And here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Around the Region at 7:30. In the border city, we're going to take a look at Habitat for Humanity. We talked to a local family there and see how it's impacting their lives. As well, the Pysanka preview from the festival happening in Vegreville this weekend. They're gearing up. They're super busy preparing all sorts of fun things, including a pierogi eating contest. So make sure everybody heads out and checks that out this weekend. We are also going to have in the studio with me author Sherlyn Obrowski. She brought 2 books that we're also going to be giving away, those Ivy books right there. All you have to do is follow Around the Region on Twitter or like us on Facebook to enter. And of course, the Cutknife Centennial. We have the full package, all the details, all the events that happened there as they celebrated their huge birthday party. That's all at 7:30 tonight.
Looks great.
Stocks and oil prices brought to you by Spectrum Restoration. When disaster strikes, don't wait. Call the professionals at Spectrum Restoration, a certified member of the Canadian Disaster Restoration Group.